straw-coloured. Plenty of runs to be had. A lovely day here.
Gone. Well, you can't leave your ground with Sarah Taylor standing behind you, because the bails will be off in a flash and you will be on your way back. Tammy Beaumont is the batter that's got to go.
Just out of her ground. Dangerous business. Tammy should know that. Whips the bail straight off Sarah Taylor. She's standing right up as she always does. And Tammy Beaumont, what a breakthrough for Surrey Stars as Tammy Beaumont goes without scoring.
Tired of shaving regrowth? Enter our world of smoothness with Veet Easy Gel Wax Strips. They capture even more of the shortest hairs to offer you up to 28 days of smoothness. Veet Wax Strips for hair removal but
Rather earlier than she'd have hoped, the Vipers skipper Susie Bates strides to the crease. Had a relatively quiet time of things in the KSL this year by her own very lofty standards. A score of just 40, 152 runs to her name. But this is why she's here. Do not be surprised whatsoever if this is a plan to Tammy Beaumont between these two England players. 3 England players involved. 2 of them are very happy. Just while that excitement was going on up there in the middle, hearing the breaking news that the ECB have announced that Ben Stokes, who has been cleared of a fray down there in Bristol, will be included in England's squad for the 3rd Test match at Trent Bridge. Cut away. Stylish stuff from Bates.
Value for your runs here at home today. Outfield quick, despite some rain over the last week. It's quick on the outfield and a good pitch. That's a lovely stroke by Susie Bates. Off the back foot.
The ball just sat up and asked to be hit, didn't it?
Yes, Mark.
One gone, 10 for 1. More news on that Ben Stokes story. Keep up with that on Sky News or on the Sky Sports website. But yes, Ben Stokes, having been cleared of a fray down there in Bristol Crown Court, has been added to England's squad for the Trent Bridge Test.
Trent Bridge Test starts on Saturday. What do we think about Test matches starting on a Saturday? Starts on a Saturday, that Test match, Butch. I don't think I approve of Test matches starting on a Saturday.
I'm pretty sure the corporate sales team at Trent Bridge will agree with me there, Lizzie. It's an interesting one. First time since 55 that an English Test match has started on a Saturday. 1955, that is, of course. Marizanne capped to open the bowling from the Cromwell Road end. She's the leading wicket taker, for the Surrey Stars with 6 this year. The fact that she has so few gives you an indication as to why the Stars are perhaps still battling to get themselves into finals day.
Probably enjoy enjoyed coming down the slope here. A lot of seamers do, don't they? Get a bit of pace.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's some quick bowlers really enjoyed it. Most of them will tell you that they would actually ease up in their running. So if you ran in too hard, your kind of legs would go away from you, end up overstepping or just losing your rhythm altogether. Trick is to just cruise in down the slope, let the slope bring you home. It's beautifully bowled. A bit of movement. It's only the third ball of the innings and Marizanne Kapp already looks exasperated. I wonder if this has been the story of her summer.
It's got to be better than going up the slope though, hasn't it, Butch? The wind here at the seaside.
Boom. Well, that's gone all the way. It's a terrific strike from Danny Wyatt.
Great use of the feet by Danny Wyatt. Just a little shuffle. Clears the rope with ease.
Uphill or down the hill, that was going for 6 from the moment it left the bat.
Work from Laura Marsh, although she seems to have done a left knee. A bit of an injury, tumbling along the ground.
Another over with 10 from it. 20 for 1. Off spin exchange for leg spin. Van Niekerk, the South African captain, into her work up the hill from the sea end. It's unusual to see her bowl in the power play and the international stuff, but Nat Siver has no qualms about asking her to do so in the KSL. Well, the dismissal of Tammy Beaumont in that first over shouldn't be underestimated in terms of the effect that it will have on the Vipers and their approach. Tammy allows the rest of the unit to play itself in normally. She gets off to a flyer. Susie Bates can take her time before she decides to really go at the bowling. Tammy's gone. Somebody else is going to have to take up the cudgels. And that's exactly what Susie Bates does. Excellent use of the feet, drill down the ground.
A bit of air from Van Niekerk there. Bates was onto it, she waited. Could have gone aerial, but kept it all along the ground. Gloriously pleasing shot.
straight again. It's your neck of the woods, Lizzie, isn't it? Down at Hove. Hear you going on about how wonderful everything is down here.
I don't live here. I wish I did.
So, apart from it being your neck of the woods, it's just your cup of tea.
Oh, ball, buddy, ball, man.
Well, the Viper's certainly looking to get on top of Van Niekerk straight away. Not without its risks.
Yeah, a trip to Hove is good for the soul. Beautiful ground. And I've long dreamed of owning one of the flats that overlook the ground, but I'll need to win the lottery first.
Tidy over, 3 gone, 27 for 1. Plenty of nerves jangling around, I should imagine. For the Vipers, this game is absolutely critical. Lose this, and they are out to all intents and purposes. Sitting there at the bottom of the KSL right now. They have to win today to keep any hopes of ending up in finals day alive.
Yeah, they've obviously had to regroup this year. After losing Lottie. She retired, Charlotte Edwards, at the end of last year. They've been in 2 previous finals days and been really dominant in the tournament. Slight change of personnel this year. Not anywhere near as much success. There's Charlotte Edwards, she now coaches. With a very snazzy pair of sunglasses.
Yeah, had her in the pod in the double header down at the Aegeus Bowl last week. Did put it to her that the record since she's been coaching has been absolutely dreadful.
Oh!
Fortunately, she took it in good humour, the humour that it was offered in.
Interesting at the toss that Natsiva, the Surrey Stars captain, said they prefer to chase, prefer to know what their target is and go about the business that way.
Well, with the batting they've got in their lineup, you wouldn't doubt why. Lizelle Lee opening the batting. Immensely powerful South African. Sarah Taylor herself, Nat Siver at number 4, Danae Van Niekerk after that. It's a top 5 that is littered with international names.
Get down.
Crisply struck. Brings up a 4th boundary.
Worrying halfway through the power play, but she can be so destructive. Destructive quite early on. She does prefer to wait a bit, play her way in. Gloriously struck.
Oh, that's a peach. Best of the lot from Bates.
She's obviously decided, Susie Bates, that with Tammy Beaumont gone, the responsibility is hers to get them off to a flyer. Some pressure on the Surrey Stars bowlers.
Marizanne Cap generated a little bit of speed. A minute she could do with changing that pace. And by the looks of those hand signals from Susie Bates, that's exactly what she did. restricting Susie Bates to a bit of room. Off the final ball of the over. That's 4 done. 2 left in the power play, 37 for 1.
Lance clients. He's looking for a partner. I'm going to do whatever I want, whenever I want. On the board.
Brand new Ballers starts Thursday at 10:10 on Sky Atlantic.
All important KSL matches today. So got the Roses match happening up in Blackpool. Lancashire taking on Yorkshire.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
It's just worth repeating as Bates and Wyatt scurry through for a single that 4 teams out of 6 can join Western Storm and Loughborough Lightning. In fact, that's absolute nonsense. Not 4 out of 6. It's 1 out of 4 teams will join Western Storm and Loughborough Lightning in the final here at home on the 27th of August. All of those 4 sides still in with a chance of getting there.
Yeah, the format for finals day staying the same as it has in the previous 2 years. There is the confirmation that Western Storm and Loughborough Lightning, with 6 wins apiece, have qualified for that finals day on the 27th of August.
Oh, yes, yes.
Challenge here for Natsiva, quite how she uses her bowling resources. Try and stop Danny Wyatt and Susie Bates getting off to a flyer in the power play and putting the pressure on them.
Gone. Natsiva has done exactly as she would have wanted. Brought herself onto bowl and has dismissed the dangerous Danny Wyatt.
Danny Wyatt was bowled by Natsiva for 15, incoming batter number 22 on the group.
Danny Wyatt goes for 15 Vipers, 38 for 2.
It's an off-cutter. Siva has learnt the lesson quickly. That pace off is going to be the way to go on this surface, which looks dry, looks good. Danny Wyatt looking for something violent over the top. Has only succeeded in losing her off stump. Mignon de Priya is the new batter for the Vipers.
Get on here, what on that?
A little rebuilding job to do for these two. Susie Bates and Dupriya both have upwards of 140 runs in the KSL this year. Strike rates are a bit on the low side though. 104 for Bates, 107 for Dupriya. So it's unlikely to be fireworks all the way from here.
Yes, that one.
And that's the end of a very good over. 38 for 2.
Inspired bit of captaincy bringing herself on. 1 wicket, 1 run. Exactly what Stars needed. Could have been a dangerous partnership, the Wyatt-Bates combination.
Well, Cap's going to keep going. 1 for 19 from 2 so far.
Yeah, get on.
They're in international career. The stats would suggest that she's better with a new ball and not quite as effective at the death.
Get up.
Timing. It's all timing from Susie Bates.
Just shows you can't give any width. The previous ball, right on the stumps, stump to stump. If you're going to get it away, there's just a little bit of width outside the up stump there. You can't give that to Susie Bates.
Yeah, that's it.
Better line. Squeezing her for room.
That's you, Cappy.
Guess you'd have to say that's disappointing for a player of her quality. 30 plus scores, best of 40. Bowler's ends the call. No harm done. Just wonder if Susie Bates used them all up in the international summer. She looked in fabulous form in the tri-series, the T20s against England and South Africa. Also made runs in the one-day international series. A long old summer for her.
Squeeze in here, Dunce. Come on, mate. Yeah, well, buddy.
Yeah, there's been a lot of cricket for these girls who play international cricket. They'll have a little break and then they'll head into the marquee event of the year, which is the World T20 in November.
Shuffle across to the offside from Dupree. It's tied it up at short fine leg. Power play's done. 44 for 2 is the score.
Power play done then. And first one to go, Tammy Beaumont out of her crease. Susie Bates going over the top. Ribbon down the ground gloriously. Run rate of 7.5 and over. So Natseva made the breakthrough. 2 wickets down in the power play then. The dangerous Susie Bates still at the crease and beaten on 25.
Second phase of play about to begin. The field goes back. And Laura Marsh comes back into the attack. 4 fielders outside the circle employed. 3 back on the leg side. Deep square leg, deep mid wicket, deep mid on. And long off.
Get on it. I forgot what framing I was doing then. That's funny. I wasn't doing spin, I was doing like
Races down the slope towards you.
There is turn. Imagine that chasing won't be straightforward. Should you be asked to get anything upwards of 8 and over. Sussex and Glamorgan will be playing an equally important last game on the same surface later on this evening. Weather hopefully is set fair for that as well.
Be an interesting passage of play this. Now that we've got out of the power play, there'll be a lot of pace off, trying to squeeze the run rate. Whether the Vipers try and go big or work it round.
Oh, get down there!
Nicely played. It's really good controlled stuff. Intelligent batting from Andy Kriya. The Vipers beat the Stars in the closing match earlier on this year. It was at Guildford back in July. And, 4 points here would be more than useful for them.
I think the Vipers will be pretty pleased with the run rate. Just over 7 at the moment, just 2 wickets down. Gives them a platform.
Catch it!
Just evaded mid-wicket. Brings up the 50 in the 7th over for the Vipers. 50 for 2.
When life runs smoothly, it follows a rhythm all of its own. But if
Straight bowling at the top of the road, number 18, Eva Gray.
Eva Gray into the attack, 50 for 2 then. Vipers, having lost experience of Beaumont and Wyatt. Plenty of experience still remains from South African overseas in De Clear. And the captain Susie Bates on 27 of 23. Steps across, slaps it down, just over. Laura Marsh backpedaling there. I'm interested to know where she started off in terms of her positioning. She's come in quite a distance, completely misjudged it. And that's the last thing you want to see as a bowler when it goes over the fielder and it goes for 4. Especially when you're back on the rope.
You know what that is, though? You know exactly what you do there. If you're playing a club game or a kids game, it goes over your head. You come charging in, completely misjudge it. When there's no cameras here or anything else, just signals 6. Oh, complete misjudgment. Probably didn't think she was going to hit it that well.
Looks like a good surface, Keezy. Fast outfit always here at home.
Yeah, I reckon it would have been faster a couple of weeks ago as well. They've had a lot of rain here. Sussex in the blast. They've had a lot of washouts. I didn't think so. It was such a dry summer. Absolutely right. And as well, it's always a game of 2 ends, this. You have one end where you're hitting with the wind. You have downhill as well. So you just start playing it very... bowler a bit more. So you have a chance to beat short third man and fine leg.
Yeah, what am I?
Much harder hitting straight when you're batting at this end.
Great stuff here, Eva.
Well, she's done well to come back into this over, all things considering. And a full toss that Bates didn't put away. It was hard to get used to this slope as a seamer.
Oh, here come. Yes, Dad.
So just a single to finish. The hurry in the end. 58 for 2. Dunkley with the throws. Very good fielder. Often see her in the hot spots. Just made her hurry through a little bit more. the other big game going on today. Roses Clash up in Lancashire at Blackpool. Yorkshire Diamonds won and elected to field. Thunder a 26 for no loss inside 4 overs. Catch it! Nicole Bolton, the Australian overseas for the Thunder. Out in the middle at the moment. Massive game though for both teams. Both still in it, as are the Vipers, who are sitting bottom of the table. How close is this? Sue Redfern doesn't think that it's going on to hit the stumps.
Well, the ball before died in the surface, this one as well. Just saved by a couple of steps down.
She's done it a couple of times, moves laterally in the crease to clear. Comes quite far down. That's a bit of indecision there.
Someone like Van Nierko, with the pace that she's bowling, it's not a bad plan to actually just use your feet like that. Get so far down and back yourself to get something in the way if you have to, if you're not quite there to hit the ball. Especially on a slow surface that this is proving to be at the moment. Completely take a dismissal out of the game.
Hey, what ball, buddy?
Balls like that you can get to on the full. You can really go at it.
The only difference about women's cricket is you really have to come down because you just saw the height from there side on. It looked like it probably could have gone on to hit the stumps.
I still would say that there'd be no umpire that would give that out, would you? If you're that far down out of your crease. So the other way you can do is just hang on to the back foot, then you've got so much time. Oh, that might have been interesting if the throw was better. 61 for 2.
Good over in the end though, just 3 from it. Advances, and yeah, you probably just think that it's doing too much. In ball tracking it says that it's going on to hit the stumps, umpire's call. There's Ali with the throw of that last ball. Yeah, much better throw required. She might have been struggling there, Bates. Eight and over will take the Vipers up to 149. You think that 150 would be a competitive total on this surface against the Surrey Stars lineup?
Yeah, the average score, there's not been many games here this year, but the average score is 122, so 150 would be very good.
Oh, what a shot this is. Gets right across. And then just manipulates her bat. It's good from Siva, goes wide. And just an incredible skill to just change her shot and guide it down to that third man region. Goes down the slope, she picks up 4. Slapped away into the gap, should be 4, is 4.
Yeah, 1 in front of the wicket, 1 behind. That is real power this time. We've had a bit of touch. Now one that she just muscles through straight mid-wicket. She sees now is the time. Now is the time to kick on. Base 39 from 30.
Just a bit of sloppiness in the field from the Stars. Last few deliveries, the run-on opportunity from Liz Ali, Sophia Duckley on the boundary, the ball before. And now the parry on.
Side against it, good fielding out on the Mid-wicket boundary. You'd say that Charlotte Edwards, probably as coach, is saying, right, Susie Bates, go through the gears, get 40 and out, and we're in trouble. Susie Bates now plays an innings of substance, gets up to 80, and you think they win this game.
Well, with that single, Bates goes to her best score this season, and we heard from Mark Butcher earlier. Hasn't been the best one for her by her standards. With the bat in hand. Strike rate's just been over 100. But could she be firing at the right time? Excellent bit of work. Experienced campaigner, Lizelle Lee. I just wonder if she's hurt herself in the process. I think she's okay. 74 for 2.
Tell you what, Isha, she's a lot better in the outfield than she is with the gloves on from what we saw early on this year. When she was playing for South Africa, she was pretty much a speed hump, just slowing them down occasionally. Out in the outfield, that is excellent work. She's a makeshift keeper. In international cricket, I wouldn't say that worked particularly well for her or South Africa. That is much better work. Got a decent arm on her as well.
With Ashen to come, Brindle as well. Swept and swept well. It's gone fine enough, and it travels in good time. Another 4 to the skipper.
Yeah, really well played. Saw the line, saw it too full. The most important thing, she knew exactly where 45 was. You get a ball like that, you don't want to make sure you hit that 45. You want to get a boundary.
Well, this has been launched into the gap, and she doesn't find the boundary. Just talking about Susie Bates. She scored 100 in the T20 series against South Africa in the first game down at Taunton. Just showed how much she kind of evolved as a cricketer and progressed.
Yay!
Gone. Dupriya trying to take your method, Keezy, of coming down the track. Completely misses it. She's out to her South African teammate.
Yeah, tries to spin, didn't get to the pitch of the ball. Tried to drag it, as she so often did in that innings, into the leg side. Doesn't work. The Viper player gets a start. She goes for 14, but doesn't go on. 79 for 3.
Everything about this was just pure class.
ICC Women's World T20, coming soon, exclusively live to Sky Sports Cricket.
Out in the middle now. Sarah McGlashan. Best of 55 against the Lightning this year. The Vipers this season, she's been included. Played plenty of games for New Zealand, over 130 matches in one days.
Yes, mate. Hold on, buddy.
Now seen as more of a franchise cricketer. Plays in the Women's Big Bash. Well, just wondering if that's going down the leg. Did it straighten?
Yeah, I think just missing leg stump. The odd one that just goes away from the right hander, this one just goes on with the angle of the arm.
Gets this one away, and it's a single to finish. 80 for 3. Good over from Danes van Niekerk. Wicket again on Leah kept bowling her South African teammate Mignon du Plea, just losing her shape. Perhaps coming off it a bit too early. Talk about Colin de Grandon, that's one of your favourite names in cricket. Don't know if Van Niekerk's mine, I reckon.
Didn't mind the way you say de Prea.
We've got to talk to the people that know, the South African journalists. Tefla is a good one.
He's showing off now.
Marsh back into the attack. Oh! Well, that's missed everything. Immediately having an impact, bowling down the hill now. She skidded on a fraction.
Must have hit something though, that was going straight on for the stumps. Done in the flight. It's not often you see Sarah Taylor miss the ball. But every time she does, we often say it's not often you see Sarah Taylor miss the ball. I couldn't believe that wasn't going to hit the stumps. Did the debate the other night, Isha, at the end of the test.
I saw it.
Charles Colville asked me, what do you do if Ben Stokes is going to play in the next test? What do you do?
It's a difficult decision to make. We know now that he has been included in the squad. Well, she's timed this sweetly, and enough to go over Liz Lee. 50 up for the Vipers captain.
Yeah, big players need to stand up on big occasions. It's her first 50 of the Super League season this year. We saw her get runs for New Zealand. It's not been her most productive time in the Kia Super League this year, but all of that can be forgiven and forgotten if she goes on for a big score today.
It was her first 50, but also, and this is quite surprising, her first 6 of the tournament. So timing it right, Susie Bates, both with the bat, but also in terms of the context of this tournament. Back over for Laura Marsh and a lot flatter.
I don't think that 50's got you off the hook. What would you do in the test match?
It's the last ball now, Keezy. You have to wait another over.
We have to see the 50 as well. But then I want your answer.
Good from Marsh to finish. 89 for 3. Slaps it through square of the wicket. Very good in that area. That was probably the best shot of her innings, I reckon, in terms of her skill. And then back into Susie Bates mode. She added plenty of sweeps to her game as well. And the timing is just so clean. That's had her heart in her mouth for a little bit there, but she'll be delighted with the position her team are in. As captain, she'll be wanting to see it through and bat the Stars out of the game. 8 and over to 153, which you definitely think is more than competitive here. And 10s will take them to 169. Bit of spin for Sophia Dunkley. Catch it all. Could be tight. Been a couple of close shouts between the Vipers. Bit of tight running. Bit of hesitation.
So Cook opens. Stokes comes in at 6. Come on, Ish.
Well, you can't get rid of Wokes.
Tell me you can't get rid of. You've got to get rid of one.
Player of the match in the last game. Sam Curran was man of the match in the first match. Up and over. And it kicks on off the surface as well. Fielder's in on the offside. She just gives herself a bit of room. And she gets the desired effect as well.
Yep. Too much width, too full as well. With the field upset like that. She's got enough time, knows enough about her game to be able to just open the blade at the point of contact.
Hit with real force, but that's good work again from Liz Lee. Controlling the boundary.
Yeah, excellent pickup. It's important as well because you want to keep Bates off strike as much as possible. Well, that is excellent work.
McGlashan goes up and over this time. Liz Lee has had plenty to do, and it's another brilliant effort, I think. It might have a look at it, but I think this is good.
It's just so much better in the outfield than what we saw with the gloves. This is excellent work again, I reckon. We're just checking it. I reckon that's fine. Just that back foot, the left foot, does it hit the cushion? I think she's done well. Give her the benefit of the doubt.
How much turn do you think we're going to get at Trowbridge?
Give me an answer to the question.
No, well, that's the question. How much turn do you think you're going to get?
Right, it's just going to be a normal pitch.
So Stokes comes in.
You have to play a spin.
Rashid.
You have to play a spin.
Yes, Stokes, yes, Stokes.
98 for 3 after 13. Who would you go with?
Well, I said on the debate I'd have to drop Sam Curran, as harsh as that might sound. But I would leave out Sam Curran. Doesn't mean that I don't think he's any good. It just means that someone has to miss out and people are playing very well. I don't think you need 5 seamers. It's just the way I do it. There you go, England versus India. Test series that is proving to be. Starts on Saturday. Not everyone's favourite day to start a test match, but those two players can certainly play, Kohli and Root.
Is the attack not too samey if you drop Curran?
I think so. I think if you'd asked me that in different conditions, maybe somewhere like India or out in Australia, then possibly. I think in these conditions, they're just Broad, Anderson, Wokes, Curran as well. I mean, it is such a tough call the selectors are going to have to make. The other option, you could drop a batsman.
There's a full toss, she's got hold of it. Falls just inside the boundary. Got 4 more runs to Susie Bates, and it'll be a no ball as well.
No ball for height. Not a difficult decision either. It's going to be a free hit. Susie Bates is timing her charge perfectly at the moment. What you need, a free hit for someone on 62 off just 40 balls.
Gets away with it, doesn't that, Siva? You can see what she was trying to do, the ball before. Susie Bates, 3rd man, and fine leg up inside the circle. Wants to get one of those fielders out, manipulate the field. Siva trying to bowl the fuller delivery. Loses it from her grip. This is close, and it's been given. Sarah McGlashan looking to work it again. She's caught in front of the stumps.
Ball straight, decent length as well, keeps a little bit low, but you see that bottom hand just drags the bat across the line of the ball. She's done that a few times, playing the spinner, dragging it into the leg side. The bottom hand just takes over, doesn't come back on playing. McGlashan goes for 8, 105.
She's been bowling a lot of cutters. There's Natsuma bowling into the surface, trying to change her lengths as well by bowling a bit fuller. skids on down the slope. Quite clearly going on to hit the stumps. So good decision. And Aaron Brindle out in the middle. Sure they'll be delighted to have her back in the side, the Vipers, after injuring her finger. I think she might have had a fracture actually. Made of steel is Aaron Brindle. Scored a wonderful 100 here in Ashes in 2005, match saving 100.
Oh, get on it!
See the final on the 27th here at home. It's only £5 a ticket, is that right, for adults?
Yep, £5 for adults. So that's gone as well. Nat Siver causing some problems. 2 wickets in the over. And Brindle berates herself, trapped in front.
Yeah, carbon copy of McGlashan, really.
Then. On from this, the sea end. Vipers. A couple of quick wickets. 2 wickets in the over. Find that Siver. Finger of Michael Goff goes up in the air.
Oh, get out, get out!
Dragging the Vipers back a bit. Hitting top of leg stump.
Derailed by the skipper, Nat Siver. The captain's leading the way for their franchises right now.
Get out!
Firmly got well fielded. We need to keep them to under 8 and over, I would think.
Sit down! Yes, boy, yes, boy!
Sophia Dunkley here giving it a lot of air. Into the 15th. Vipers 107 for 5.
Not much to speak of beyond Susie Bates, who's holding it all together. Bringing at number 3 after the early dismissal of Tammy Beaumont, stumped down the leg side by Sarah Taylor. From there on in, it's just been a job for the others to stay with Susie Bates, who's showing that she is head and shoulders above some of the rest out there. Success for Laura Marsh, 1 for Van Niekerk. Siver with 3 for 21.
Sent over the top, full toss from Eva Gray. And got the legs to get all the way to the boundary. Thigh high, dispatched over the infield. Oh! Bit of pressure here for young Amelia Kerr, but she's, despite her tender years, been in quite a lot of pressure situations. Prodigious talent. Much talked about.
Yep, still just 17 years of age. Creating all those headlines with the extraordinary feats of her batting and bowling versus Ireland in the early part of the tour.
Mix up. She's sent back by a skipper. The exuberance of youth there, Butch. Can't remember it myself.
Well, youth's got a lot to answer for, that's for sure. Certainly did in my case, anyway.
Wasted on the young, isn't it?
Absolutely not. I can't do half the things I used to be able to do.
Smart stuff from Eva Gray there. Managed to bring it to the other side of the wicket. Bates can't get it away. Oh dear. Waist high full toss. Straight over the boundary. One bounce. Another fall to the skipper.
Yeah, it's going to be a no ball as well. No ball, free hit, extra delivery. The over had been going so well for Eva Gray.
And free hit. Let's go for a single. End of the 16th. Vipers 117 for 5.
Well, those projected scores are not out of the reach of a batting lineup that has the capability of the Surrey Stars. But nevertheless, in a game as important as this one, those runs on the board will be very handy in terms of exerting pressure.
Really nicely, Susie Bates gets down low and sweeps. Anchoring this innings together, as she has done for her country and her club on a number of previous occasions. She's been prolific in the previous 2 editions of this tournament. Nicely played by me, misdirected, humping it round the corner. Quickly away on this outfield.
Yeah, slightly wild and woolly from Renee van Niekerk. Just offered up, free hit really. His fielder is a lot further square than that. Van Niekerk is too good to pass up on that opportunity.
and gone. Chip backs, easy catch, straight back to her. Turned her square a bit, inside out. And that's the 6-wicket gone, young Amelia Kerr. Goes 4, 6.
Just a little bit of drop, drift and drop from Van Niekerk. Or perhaps tucking Kerr up for a bit of room on the breeze. She's gone for 8. That's 122 for 6.
Ah, Norway, land of the midnight sun, the splendour of the fjords, the majesty of the glaciers. But first, some
Susie Bates had absolutely no intention whatsoever of getting back up the hill for the second. Skull
from just 56.
Yeah, the ball coming off the bottom part of the bat. Didn't get it out of the middle by any means, and that's really nicely judged out there at deep backward square leg. So Manny Villiers takes the catch. Susie Bates goes for a quite brilliant 82. 139%.
Taking the batter, number 88, Philly Morris.
Wide ball. Sarah Taylor's asking for the stumping.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything doing here. Schofield, I think, lifted that back leg. Hands lightning quick from Sarah Taylor, as you'd expect.
Yeah, foot didn't leave the crease. Wide ball. Sarah Taylor's asking for the stumping.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything doing here. Schofield, I think, lifted that back leg. Hands lightning quick from Sarah Taylor, as you'd expect.